Tell me a little bit about your situation before you and I started working together.
Me and my two other co-founders, we realized we were overspending, overemployed, and I think we just kind of were overextended and we didn't even know where to start. I think we were doing about 4 million or so, but somehow we were going negative at the end of the year.
Negative in terms of profit?
Yes,
right.
Yes. Again, that was a huge shock for us because how throughout 1 year are we spending $4 million? As we grew, we just kind of lost sight of the financial pulse of our own company.
Paul, thank you for joining me today. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about what Soltech actually does.
At Soltech, we develop, design, and manufacture the world's best looking grow lights.
And could you tell me a little bit about your situation before you and I started working together?
Me and my two other co-founders, we bootstrapped Soltech, and we grew about 300% year over year for the past 5 years or so, and we were doing really well. And then all of a sudden, we're just over our heads. And we realized we were overspending, overemployed, and I think we just kind of were overextended and we didn't even know where to start. As we grew, we just kind of lost sight of the financial pulse of our own company. And so really didn't know where to start. Thankfully, Eliza from the SIL recommended you to us, and yeah, it's been great ever since.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So tell me a little bit more about some of the problems that you were encountering.
I think we were doing about 4 million or so, but somehow we were going negative at the end of the year. And
negative in terms of profit?
Yes, right. Yes. And again, that was a huge shock for us because how throughout 1 year are we spending $4 million? Because it doesn't feel like it. We're still a small team. We're still pretty simple in our operations, or so we thought. And so trying to figure out, because what's the point of making all that money if you can't take it home with you?
Sure.
So that was really the start of it is, Nate, how can we start taking home some of this money that we're seeing come into our business, but somehow managing to send it right back out the door?
Yeah, that sounds super frustrating. You're doing a huge amount of work to bring in $4 million, which is not a small number.
Yeah.
And to not have anything left over at the end of the day to pay yourself sounds incredibly stressful and probably quite demoralizing too, I would imagine.
That's what it comes down to. And we started to kind of feel like, why are we doing this? Why spend all this hard work when we're not making much more than an average or even less than average salary these days? We just didn't have the financial measures in place to start getting a good financial pulse of our business. And we realized that a little too late. But we're finally at that point now where we're feeling good about it again.
Okay. And were there any particularly memorable surprises or shocks or specific incidents that you had, like, when cash wasn't there that you needed it to be there, or maybe you weren't able to pay for things on certain times?
We would constantly get stuck with an order. Oh, all of a sudden you owe 70% on that 5,000 piece order. You owe us $100,000 tomorrow. And, as a lean company, we kept getting caught with this, and we'd have to all of a sudden run a sale or go get more lending. But it was always felt like we weren't being proactive in our planning. Right. It was kind of more, oh, shit, here's where we are. And we have to come up with this money. And we kind of became victim to just our circumstance versus getting ahead of the game and planning properly. So the planning was getting caught with those POs. It was very stressful. And again, we're not getting paid for the stress.
What are some of the changes that you've noticed in your business and how you're thinking about running the business?
So a lot. Again, for us, the planning. We had never, honestly, in the 5-7 years, we had kind of emotional plans, things we wanted to do, products we wanted to roll out, marketing campaigns because of this holiday that was coming up. But having, you showing us forecasting for literally the first time. And again, not to discredit our account, but it's just nothing we've ever done with him. We needed a real financial planner. We needed a CFO. And again, just kind of having the confidence to know that you're ahead of the game. Having a better sense of our own business is very comforting. It's exciting. It's, again, takes you from feeling demoralized to feeling excited and positive. And you can start getting ahead of the curve. And it's just kind of this positive feedback loop that honestly really just re-engaged me my own business in a really positive way.
And what would you say to another founder who is contemplating working with Future Ready?
Yeah, do it. It's and do it as soon as possible. If we just would have had your guidance and just the structures that you've been introducing us to for the first time in many years. And we're just getting warmed up. We've just been doing this couple months now, and it's been huge just in terms of insight. The sooner we get started on this exercise and this practice, the sooner you start earning money. So it was really a no-brainer.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate it.
Yeah.